Here with CEO Shane Coppola from American Entertainment Skating Centers, which is the parent company of House of Sports. Shane, thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. This is obviously another exciting and different interview for us. Different voice from the grassroots community, which is always exciting for our viewers. Just getting into it, Shane, can you talk a little bit about, with all your experience with facilities, from skating to now, basketball, multi-sport, and now with the new venture with the Lakers. Can you tell our audience a little bit about, kind of the timeline of what's gone on with that?
Sure. Yeah, we started this about almost a decade ago now with one ice skating rink right here in Westchester County, New York. I'd come from the radio industry prior to that, so I had no idea what the hell I was doing in the facility management business, ownership business, but it looked like a great opportunity at the time, and the more I got to know about it in terms of the customer service and the friendliness and the cleanliness and everything that they were doing there, it really convinced me that it was a great business. So I took the leap of faith, acquired it, and began to learn it from the ground up. And then we slowly and methodically have built the business to this was our 17th facility in the portfolio, and it's been a wonderful experience.
When you talk about, it's so interesting to go from one business to the other. When you come into a business like facilities, how important is it to set, that culture? And what are the values? I know you just mentioned a couple. We were talking earlier about the first meeting you guys had. How important it is to establish those values when you take over, House of Sports, a skating facility, et cetera?
I think in any business, it's critical that the key managers, all the way down to the people that clean the restrooms, feel like they're really a part of the company, and they have an ownership stake in what they're doing. So we're really big on giving every individual the responsibility and the tools to succeed, but then holding them accountable to execute and implement their plan and take full responsibility for their actions. And good people respond very well to that kind of culture.
Right. That accountability and those expectations.
They love it.
Right.
They love it. And I think for here, that wasn't the case prior to our ownership, and the good people have responded very well in the first, in 4 months, 5 months, and it's been great.
And it's interesting from a skating facility, now to being with the Lakers. Can you talk about that venture and how far you've come, obviously, in 10 years?
Sure. Yeah, we just last week signed a multi-year contract to operate the new Los Angeles Lakers practice facility. It's an $80 million state-of-the-art, multi-court training, offices, headquarters facility. It's going to be located in El Segundo, California. Okay. It's scheduled to open in the spring of 2017, and we had served them. They were a tenant in the Toyota Sports Center, which we operate for AEG and the Los Angeles Kings. Wow. And they were one of our tenants there, and we had done such a good job over the past decade that when they were building this new facility, they wanted to contract with us to manage it and operate it. So it feels good. It's quite a good accomplishment that they felt that confident in our ability to do that.
In terms of back to the House of Sports, with having those meetings, bringing the right people in, what's your long-term vision when it comes to the House of Sports in particular?
Sure, it's no different than any of our facilities. It's to provide best in class programming for the 5 and 10 mile and 15 mile radius community. That's kind of our target demographic. It's to partner with best in class operators in whatever niche and specialties that we need to fill. So obviously our partnership with Zero Gravity was something that we did almost day one, because we know we can't be all things to all people, and we want to provide the best tournaments and the best leagues and the best parity and the best competition to our customers, and the way to do that is to partner with the experts. We've also brought in some really great user groups. The Westchester Lady Knicks is a storied AAU program right here in Westchester, and this is now their headquarters. Right. We brought in the New York Soccer Club, which is 25 of some of the best travel soccer teams in the East Coast. This is now their headquarters. So it's building programming, it's maintaining the great physical plant that was here, but taking it to the whole new level, and then creating partnerships and meaningful relationships with groups that can bring in expertise that we may not have.
Right. And obviously that the community is so important, right, when it comes to any business. Can you talk about how the community in the surrounding Ardsley area has responded, to your presence here, with all the changes that have gone on?
Yeah, the response has been extremely favorable. We believe in an open facility, meaning open gym times. So during off-peak hours, people can come up and shoot around basketball and go upstairs and kick a soccer ball or throw a football. Make it affordable, make it accessible for anybody in the community. We also believe in hourly rentals. So if a football team wants to come and do a practice because it's raining outside and they want to do their practice inside, right, we accommodate that, even if it's just a one-off situation. So it's really opening the doors and making the community feel like they're a part owner of the facility as well, quite frankly.
That ownership word, right, coming through again in every way. It is. We do our 5 and 5 segment, Shane. So a couple quick hitters,
sure,
one word, one sentence answers. Along the lines, I know I did the research on the skating background. As far as professional hockey teams, are you going Rangers, Islanders, or Devils?
Buffalo Sabres.
Is that
I'm
right?
originally from Buffalo, so I've not lost that commitment.
Can I throw a name at you?
Sure.
Dominic Hasek.
Phenomenal goalie.
Right?
Yeah, phenomenal goalie.
That's the extent of my Buffalo
That's
Sabres
pretty
knowledge. Favorite restaurant in the greater Ardsley area?
Unquestionably Scaramella's restaurant, located just about a half a mile from the facility. Best Italian food, north of Arthur Avenue.
Do you have a favorite dish?
I love them all. I was there last night and had the fusilli puntanesca, and it was delicious.
Very nice. Okay, and this is one that when I first met you, you were in the office, and I heard you walking through the hallway, and you were talking to Greg, and I noticed that you had a very distinguished voice. I wanted to say, buy or sell, that your voice sounds very much like John McEnroe, the tennis Hall of Famer. You buy or sell that?
I'll take it. He's certainly a character.
He had an appearance on Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? I mean,
yeah,
he's
can't be all bad.
Favorite moment from your time with Westwood One, and obviously the radio business that you were part of for all those years. What's the moment that sticks out? I know it's a hard question.
I think there's two. One was pre-Westwood One. It was a company that we had built up called Metro Networks, and that favorite moment was the day we took it public and listed it on the NASDAQ stock exchange. So being there and seeing what we had built be acquired or be bought by public shareholders, large institutions, from Fidelity to Putnam. Amazing. And then putting their seal of approval on our little business was a great moment. And then the other one was sitting in a suite at the Super Bowl with my 8-year-old son and Bill O'Reilly for the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was quite a scene.
With Timberlake was on the stage,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
It was
moment that changed TV history, right?
It's in my mind, forever.
I'm sure. I know a lot of people's, right? And then the last question, know that you spend time on the East Coast and the West Coast. In terms of experience, courtside at Madison Square Garden or courtside with the Lakers?
Well, we love the Knicks. We do quite a bit of stuff with them here at the House of Sports, but it would be at the Staples Center.
Is that right?
Yes.
Casual crowd, though, right?
Very casual.
Filing in late.
Filing in late. It's more about the entertainment than the actual game.
Great experience.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Shane, so much for doing this. Before we sign off, if there are any websites or things that you'd like to mention, feel free to do so. We're always trying to raise awareness.
Well, certainly the House of Sports website that I think Frank already talked
sure.
about, and then you can visit our corporate website, which is asecllc.com, which will link you to any of our 17 facilities around the country.
Great. Well, thanks again. This was a treat for us.
Thank you very much.